Take a look at that leaf. See if you can tell me what it is. Take a guess. Hi guys, Shane here again. Thanks for joining me for another episode of the Wilderness Field Journal. Today we're going to be talking about a subject near and dear to my heart, the beauty of Pennsylvania in the fall, my home state. Here we go. We're in late fall right now in southeastern Pennsylvania, and by this time of the year, a lot of these trees have already dropped their leaves. A lot of oak, a lot of maple. Most of those leaves are down. But you still will see a splash of green in the forest in one of my favorite plants. It's called mountain laurel. This entire patch of short, bushy trees is mountain laurel. It's a very special plant in the state of Pennsylvania, and a lot of it grows in this forest. So here's a tree that actually has not dropped its leaves yet, even now in late fall. This is a beech tree. You can tell it's a beech by the shape of the leaves, and the trunk is that really smooth gray bark. I wanted to highlight this tree for you guys because this tree is just beautiful right now. If you look at the leaves, grab one right here, you can see that some of these leaves actually have all sorts of colors on them. They have the brown, they have the yellow, and they even have a little bit of green still in there as these leaves are just hanging on late in the season. It's a beautiful tree. So this tree right here is another beech tree. It's hard to tell, but these are the same leaves. They're just a little later in their cycle. Let me pull one off, show you. It's the same beech leaf. Has that kind of shape and the serrated edges. And yet again, you can always tell the beech by this very unique bark. Some people like to say it looks like the hide of an elephant. Very smooth, very gray. Another thing to notice about the leaves on this tree is even though they haven't fallen yet, if you look at these leaves, pretty much exactly like the leaves on the ground. So it's kind of neat to see the leaves in the different stages from almost green to ready to fall and turn into the leaf litter that's all around us. You don't always have to look around the high places of the forest. Sometimes it pays to stop and look at the ground. Look at this tiny little tree growing right here. That's the tree. He's only not even a foot off the ground. But I can tell by looking at these leaves that this is a red oak. The reason I know it's a red oak, this is a characteristic oak leaf, and the red oak has these pointy little leaves which remind us of the flames in the fire, which are also red. It's a really good way to remember red oak. Even though this guy's a little tiny baby, if you look right next to him, you can see that tree right there is a red oak with those red leaves shining in the sunlight. So sometimes you come across trees like this one where they're a little tough to identify because they've almost lost every single one of their leaves. But if we look closely, there are still a few on there. And for my tree identifiers out there, take a look at that leaf, see if you can tell me what it is. Take a guess. It's a maple, unless you didn't know. I'm not really sure what kind of maple it is. I'm still working on my tree identification, but I'm sure that this is a maple tree. And if I'm not, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. I was looking around for a while to find one of these. Most of them have probably already lost their leaves by now, but this is a maple tree. If you look real closely, here's a good leaf off of it. That'll give you the sign that that's a maple. Not actually sure what kind of maple this is. If any of you guys know, write a comment and let me know. You know what else I saw real quick here as we were walking up? This little guy right here looks like a chestnut oak to me. I think that's what that leaf is. Like I said, if you guys watch this, and you feel free to correct me if you know. I'm still a little bit of a rookie at my tree identification, but I work on it all the time. Going on hikes like this is a good way to practice. When you take a look at the ground, you really got to pay attention. But you can find some green, even in this brown part of the fall. Look at this real neat little hump of moss right here. Soft and squishy. It's kind of neat to see a little splash of green in the midst of all this dry, dead leaves. So thanks a lot for joining me for this video today. I just wanted to bring you guys out here into the Pennsylvania woodlands in the late fall to show you just how cool it can be this time of year. Gets a little chilly at night. I was out here camping last night and it was 32 degrees in the middle of the night. I checked on my thermometer. Keeps a lot of people from coming out here this time of year, but there's so much beauty that you don't get in other times. Even though most of the leaves are off the trees and you can tell winter's coming in, it's not quite there yet. It's late fall, it's not winter. There's just something special about the crisp fall air and the clear skies and even the sunlight this time of year in the afternoon. It has this beautiful orange glow to it that's just amazing. Well, thanks again for joining me. Tune in next time to the Wilderness Field Journal.